Through these experiences, as well as my mother seeing the ad for a Bible and wanting to read it, then my mom not being able to get a Bible from a bookstore but having to go to a church, and then that all of us as a family, that we were able to go to church, and that I had been bullied in elementary school. All these things that I had no control over fit together like a puzzle, and it felt like there was somebody out there who knew much better than I about my own life, and who was putting everything together to form a beautiful picture. And I was able to concede that this person, that this being existed.
はい、私の好きな映画の中にサイモン・バーチっていう映画があります。
And one of my favorite movies is a movie called Simon Birch.
知ってる人いますか？
Does anybody know this movie? Clark?
これね、本当にいい映画なんで見てほしいですね。
This is a really, really good movie, so I recommend it to you. Simon Birch. B-I-R-C-H.
本当は今日クリップ見せられたらいいかなと思ったけど、時間がないのでありません。
I wanted to show a clip today, but save on time, have to pass.
この映画の主人公、これサイモン・バーチっていう男の子の名前なんですけど、この主人公の少年サイモンは病気でちっちゃく生まれたんですね。
So the main character of this movie is a kid named Simon Birch, and he was born with a sickness that is born very small.
どれだけ小さいかっていうと、お母さんがヘクシュってくしゃみをしてそれで生まれたっていう。
He was so small that when his mom sneezed, he actually came out of the womb and was born just with a sneeze.
これ多分実話ではないと思うんです。
This is probably not a true story. I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's not a true story.
それだけ小さく生まれたので、本当にいつ死んでもおかしくないって言われていました。
But he was born that small, so it was said that we don't know when he's going to die. It could be at any time.
12歳まで生きました。
And then he was able to live until he was 12.
で、ちっちゃく生まれたので、育っても小さかったんですね。で、背丈が小さくて、声も周りの人よりも甲高い、そんなような子でした。
So because he was born so small, when he was 12, he was also still very small compared to everyone else. And his voice was also pretty high and shrill as well.
そのサイモンの口癖の中に、God has a special plan for me. 神様は僕のために特別な計画を用意しているんだっていうのがありました。
But there were a couple of things that Simon liked to say. One was that God has a special plan for me.
で、He will make me a hero. いつかヒーローになるんだとも言っていました。
And he also liked to say that God is going to make me a hero.
このサイモンのストーリーを見るたびに、どうしても私も死なずに来たっていう経験からすごく彼の歩みと重なるものを感じました。
So whenever I watch this movie, I always find myself being able to identify with Simon, just in that it was a miracle that we were able to live.
文字通り神業によって生かされ、自分を愛することができるようになった私も、神様が私のために持っている特別な計画があると信じて生きてきました。
So really for myself, I was able to live through a miracle of God's work, and I was also able to learn to love myself because of God's words. So because of these things, I was able to believe that God had a plan that He was using for my life.
一応この映画の結末書いてないんですけど、最終的にこのサイモン・バーチっていうのは最後見る人ごめんなさい死んじゃうんですけど。
So I'm going to spoil the movie for you after I encourage you to watch it. But at the very end of this movie, Simon is going to pass away.
で、どうして死んじゃうかっていうと、彼は、子供たちを助けるんですね。バスが湖の中に落ちていってしまって、そしてそのバスの中にいる子どもたちを助けるために、助けるんですね。そして死んじゃうんですけど、結局どうして助けることができたかっていうと、そのバスの窓の大きさがすごい小さくて、彼にしかそれを手伝うことができなかったっていう。 その彼の体の大きさがゆえに助けることができたっていう、それが神様のスペシャルプランだったっていう結末なんです。
So basically, the reason that he died was because he was rescuing a bunch of children, and their bus had rolled into a lake, and they were unable to get out. But because he was so small, he was able to go down into the lake and get through the window of the bus because he was so small, and because of his special size, he was able to then help the children escape, and so in the end, he did become a hero.
サイモンのように、また私のようにそういういろんな同じような経験が皆さんの中にはないかもしれませんけれども、でも全ての人に特別な計画っていうのがあるんじゃないかなっていうふうに思います。
And maybe all of you sitting here have not had an experience like mine or Simon's, but I believe that there is a special plan for each and every one in this room.
そしてこの特別な計画を知って生きるのとそうでないのと人生の重みがまた変わってくるんではないかと思います。
I think that your life will be completely different if you live and you know the plan, or if you live without knowing that plan.
ぜひ今日ここにいる皆さんにも自分ではコントロールできないことがあるっていうこと、そしてそれぞれには特別な計画があるっていうことを考えてみてほしいなというふうに思います。
So tonight I would really like it if every one of you here could think about there being things that are outside of your control in this world, and that there's also a special plan out there in this world for you.
それを認めてぜひ人生変えられて生きてほしいなと思います。
If you could, I just pray that you could come to realize that and live a changed life.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.